that Myanmar is a country at war. Sagaing, which is the next sort of province along from here, is the epicenter of this earthquake. Now there, the city in the middle is under the control of the military junta, but the countryside all around is controlled by the rebels, the PDF, People's Defense Forces. Now the rebels say they will carry out a 20-day ceasefire. I was communicating with some of their leadership yesterday, and they said they have had absolutely no response from the military junta. In fact, bombing still continues. 5 bomb attacks were launched in Moniwa earlier today. So that is going to make everything much more complicated. For those major aid organizations trying to get supplies into these areas hardest hit, they need to be able to ensure the safety of their people, and that at this stage seems very hard to do. Speculation about how bad the damage is from the initial earthquake, and it is in places. There are very specific parts of Mandalay or certain buildings that have completely collapsed and taken a serious number of casualties. But it is certainly not universal. The problem is you then have to take into account the kind of infrastructure that exists in this city. This is a city at war, particularly in Mandalay, where the areas all around, in fact in Sagaing, which was the epicenter of the earthquake, there is a raging civil war going on. The military junta hold the city of Sagaing. The countryside is held by the PDF, the People's Defense Forces. And that's making everything a lot more complicated. And we've heard from the PDF and the NUG, the National Union Government, the government in exile, as they call themselves, who said that they will put in place a 20-day ceasefire to aid the recovery effort. But they told me last night they had had absolutely no response from the military. They're frustrated. They say their forces will not attack unless they are attacked. But we've also seen airstrikes from the military in the last day alone, 5 airstrikes in Moniwa state. So it really is a problem, and that is going to make recovery from this natural disaster much more complicated. Authorities to bring heavy lifting equipment, and their calls haven't even been answered. And I think that is the enormous frustration. These guys are volunteers. This isn't a government agency. We have seen a few soldiers engaged in the search and rescue effort, but most of them are over there holding their submachine guns, making sure that security is maintained, but not really taking part in the rescue effort.